In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a really easy chili recipe that's delicious and sticks to your ribs. Ingredients you'll need include a medium onion, a red pepper, and tomato ketchup. You'll also need Hunt's diced tomatoes, small red beans, black beans, and tomato sauce. You'll also need a pound to a pound and a half of meat. I'm using meatloaf mix because it includes beef, veal, and pork all together, and I don't divide them separately. Spices include salt, cayenne pepper, Ancho chili powder, Chipotle chili powder, onion powder, garlic powder, and I'm also going to be using maple syrup as a sweetener. And for toppings at the end, we're going to have some cheddar jack cheese and sour cream. Start by cutting your onion into medium dice. Take your time doing this so you don't cut yourself in the process. You also do this with the medium red pepper. Just dice it medium and you'll be ready to go. Add a tablespoon of butter to a hot saucepan, one that's got enough room to cook all the chili in it. I would recommend at least a 6-quart pan. Then you can add your onions and peppers and cook them until browned. Don't forget to season your vegetables with a big pinch of salt. While your veggies are cooking, you can also cook your beef mixture. I just preheated the pan to 350 degrees. You don't need any oil because there's plenty of fat right in the meat. Seasoned it with a little bit of salt and let it cook till it was brown. With your meat and veggies cooking, you can get your spices together. I start with a teaspoon of salt, about a half to 3/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder, and then about a half teaspoon of onion powder, we're using about half a teaspoon of Chipotle chili powder, and a solid dash of ground cayenne pepper. If you're going to measure it, I'd say 1/8 of a teaspoon, or you can use more if you want it hotter, or none at all if you don't want it quite as spicy. There's a little bit of spice in the Chipotle anyway, so it's not going to be bland without it. And also, never forget the cumin. You can use about a teaspoon of that. Last but not least, the Ancho chili powder, just to round out the chili spices. With your veggies brown, it's time to add the tomatoes in. So you can add the diced tomatoes and the tomato sauce. You might want to turn the heat up on the stove once you add these because you're adding cold stuff to hot stuff and it's going to need more power to heat up. And add in a bay leaf too. Once your meat's done cooking, you can add that into the pot as well. At this point, it becomes obvious the rest of the recipe is pretty much just add everything you've got into the pot and keep stirring. So you can add your red beans and your black beans. I drained those off camera before I added them, so you're not going to get quite as much liquid. And then you can just dump your spice mixture in and keep stirring. It'll be pretty good right now, but to make your chili really good, we're actually going to add in some tomato ketchup. A few big dashes of Worcestershire sauce. And also for sweetness, we're going to use maple syrup, actually. Since we're in upstate New York, that's easy to get. I always have it on hand, and it's just a tasty sweetener. It doesn't taste mapley once you mix it in, but it's just the easiest way to do it, as opposed to molasses, which I rarely have. As always, keep stirring after every addition. And through the magic of cooking videos, I'm going to accelerate and pretend that we've already simmered it for about an hour or 2 hours or so. The longer it simmers, the more time it has for flavors to come together. The last step is to spoon some of your chili into a bowl with some sour cream and some cheese on top. and enjoy. If you like my video, go ahead and subscribe and maybe check out some of the other videos I posted. Thanks for watching and see you next time.